Welcome to Spurs Focus, your go-to spot for daily Tottenham news, transfers, and match updates. Don't forget to support the channel by hitting that subscribe button now. Let's dive into today's top story. Ange Postecoglou is facing a real fight to keep his Nottingham Forest job following a disastrous start to life at the City ground. The Aussie replaced Nuno Espirito Santo as the new Reds head coach last month, but he has since failed to win any of his opening 6 matches in charge across all competitions. Forest were beaten 3-2 at home to FC Midtjylland in the Europa League on Thursday, and there were chants of "you're getting sacked" in the morning after the Danish side scored their 3rd goal. Loud boos were also audible at the full-time whistle, and the reaction of the Forest fans has triggered alarm bells behind the scenes. Indeed, according to The Telegraph, Postecoglou's position on Trent's side is already in doubt, just 24 days into his tenure. Oti Monakrai Koma, with owner Evangelos Marinakis growing concerned by results and performances. Although it is considered that Sunday's trip to Newcastle United is a tough fixture, it is said another poor showing and defeat could end with Postecoglou getting the sack and having the shortest ever Premier League reign. Marinakis is the man that will make the final decision, while he will seek the opinion of Chief Football Officer Ross Wilson and former Arsenal chief Edu Gaspar, who became Forest's global head of football earlier this year before clashing with Nuno. Despite the uncertainty around Postecoglou's future, Forest are still understood to be fully focused on the game against Newcastle and are determined to support the ex-Tottenham head coach right now. Postecoglou has picked up 2 draws and lost 4 times since becoming Forest's new head coach on September 9th. He started off with a 3-0 defeat at Arsenal before losing again, this time at Swansea City in the Carabao Cup. 2 positive performances and results followed, as Forest went up to Burnley and drew 1-1 before then heading to Seville and claiming a well-earned 2-2 draw against Real Betis. It felt as though Postecoglou and Forest might have turned a corner after an encouraging display against Betis, but back-to-back losses at home to Sunderland and Midtjylland have turned up the heat. Speaking after Forest lost its first European home game in 29 years, Postecoglou said, "Really disappointing. Just really poor goals we conceded in the first half that again allow the opposition to get comfortable in the game, and it's been the story of our last few games. Key moments, let ourselves down. We knew the threat they provided. It wasn't anything organisationally. It's just in those moments we haven't shared the same desire and determination as the opposition. Spurs under pressure." Xavi Simons blasted. Mason explains exit, and Oscar reveals why he snubbed Tottenham. Thomas Frank's Tottenham Hotspur will look to bounce back from some poor results when they face Leeds United in Saturday's early kickoff. New recruit Xavi Simons has been blasted for these recent performances. João Palhinha rescued a point for Spurs when they last were in Premier League action. His perfectly placed strike in added time against Wolves salvaged a 1-1 draw. Spoils were shared once again on Tuesday when Frank's side travelled to Norway in the Champions League. An inspired Bodo Glimt took a commanding 2-0 lead, but a finish from Mickey van der Ven and an own goal from the opposition's goalkeeper clawed back a point once more. Daniel Farke's Leeds are their next opponents. Mirror Football brings you all the latest news from the white half of North London, including new signing Simons coming under fire, an ex-Chelsea star's telling admission, and the reason behind Ryan Mason's Spurs exit. Brazilian star Oscar arrived in the Premier League 13 years ago when he signed for Chelsea in a £25 million deal from International. He made 200 appearances for the club under various managers, proving to be a valuable midfield asset while winning 2 league titles and the Europa League. The turned heads in 2016 when he accepted a move to the Chinese Super League. Oscar penned a lucrative 4-year deal with Shanghai Port after transferring for an estimated £60 million. Speaking to former teammate John Obi Mikel on his The Obi-Wan podcast, Oscar has now revealed that before he moved to West London, he was approached by Spurs. The 34-year-old, who still plays in Brazil for São Paulo, admits Chelsea were the better choice. "I had Tottenham as well, because Andre Villas-Boas was there," he said. "Villas-Boas was the first one to call me. I played under Villas-Boas in China, and he always said, 'I talked to you, why didn't you come?' But, Chelsea, I cannot compare. Chelsea is better, so I chose Chelsea. And it was the right choice. Dutch international Simons completed an opposite move to Oscars this summer when he touched down in North London, despite being heavily linked with a switch to Stamford Bridge. Simons cost Spurs £51 million, and while he is still finding his feet in English football, some have been quick to jump the gun and doubt his abilities. Former Aston Villa striker Gabby Agbonlahor voiced his concerns on TalkSport after Tottenham's 2-2 draw against Bodo/Glimt. Simons, I'm not sure about, Agbonlahor stated. It's early on, we don't want to judge players after 5-6 games, but I'm really not sure about him. No, sometimes you see a player and you're like, oh, okay, I like him, yeah, I like what he's about. But I watch Simons and I'm like, oh, he's on the floor. He doesn't seem rapidly quick when I watch him as well. Boyhood Tottenham star Mason had been associated with the club from the age of 8 before he waved goodbye to become West Bromwich Albion manager this summer. He played for Spurs from 2008 to 2016 and served as interim head coach on 2 separate occasions while acting as an assistant under multiple managers. The 34-year-old, who was forced to retire in 2018 after suffering a severe head injury, has now spoken out about leaving the club after their Europa League success in Bilbao. In the last 12 months, I had the desire to go out on my own, and it felt like the time was right, Mason told Sky Sports. I spoke to Ange Postecoglou, and he advised me it needs to feel right, and when it does, go for it. I spoke to some clubs in the last 12 months, but nothing felt right. The way the season ended in Bilbao with Spurs was amazing. When I understood West Brom Albion were interested, it felt right. It's a massive club with great history and impressive people. I felt a real alignment and connection straight away. Ryan Mason has finally opened up on his exit from Tottenham and his new journey at West Brom. After helping Ange Postecoglou make history in Europe, the 44-year-old felt it was time to go out on his own. Speaking to Sky Sports, Mason revealed the advice he got from Ange, his connection with Spurs' European win, and why Antonio Conte's obsession with winning left a lasting impact on him. Was this the right time for Mason to leave his beloved club? Ryan Mason has revealed what it was like to work under Antonio Conte and explained why he decided to leave Tottenham after the Europa League success under Ange Postecoglou. The 34-year-old left Spurs to become head coach of West Brom in the summer, bringing an end to his long association with the Lilywhites. After spending 8 years at the club as a player, Mason returned to Tottenham in a coaching capacity in 2018 and worked under Jose Mourinho, Conte and Postecoglou. The former midfielder was even appointed interim head coach in 2021 and 2023, before becoming one of Postecoglou's assistants ahead of the 2023/24 season. Mason was well liked among the playing squad and enjoyed the 1-0 win over Manchester United in Bilbao as much as anyone. Mason always had ambitions to become a manager though, and even spoke to Postecoglou about the matter only a matter of months ago. In an interview with Sky Sports, Mason said, "We created history together and will be bonded forever because when you win with someone, that connection is never broken." In the last 12 months, I had the desire to go out on my own, and it felt like the time was right. I spoke to Ange and he advised me it needs to feel right, and when it does, go for it. I spoke to some clubs in the last 12 months, but nothing felt right. The way the season ended in Bilbao with Spurs was amazing. When I understood West Brom Albion were interested, it felt right. It's a massive club with great history and impressive people. I felt a real alignment and connection straight away. West Brom have started the new season in decent form under Mason, winning 4 and drawing 2 of their 8 championship games. It means the Baggies are 4th in the table and 4 points off leaders Middlesbrough. Mason was also asked to reflect on his time under Conte and what he learned from the Italian. Conte was appointed in November 2021 following the sacking of Nuno Espirito Santo and helped Spurs qualify for the Champions League. Tottenham struggled for form the following campaign though, and after a number of public outbursts, Conte left the club by mutual consent in March 2023. It was just everything with him, Mason said when asked about Conte. Preparation. Detail the way he lives his life. It's engrossed in winning and can become contagious. He was amazing. Kevin Danso didn't hold back after Tottenham's chaotic night in Norway. Spurs fell 2 goals behind to a Jens Petter Haug. Masterclass before a late own goal saved their Champions League campaign. Danso called the goals very annoying and admitted his defensive game must be stronger. But he also praised Spurs' never-say-die mentality that has now produced 2 straight last-minute comebacks. Is this resilience a sign of Frank's new era, or just papering over cracks? Kevin Danso admits that it was very annoying for Tottenham to concede twice in the way they did against Bodo/Glimt in the Champions League. The Norwegian side swept into a deserved 2-0 lead thanks to a Jens Petter Hauge, double only for Spurs captain for the day, Mickey van de Ven, to head a goal back. Then in the 89th minute, an Archie Gray shot was pushed out by the Bodo goalkeeper, and against his own defender, Jostein Gundersen, to bounce into the net and to spare Tottenham's blushes. Danso came into the defence for injured captain Christian Romero and admitted that Hauge's finishes were excellent, but frustrating. They were very good. I mean, we knew before he was a very good player, and he showed quality with the 2 goals he scored. But from a defensive standpoint, obviously very annoying because you want to keep the clean sheet. But they were 2 good goals, and we had a tough time, said the Austria international. The centre-back added, "We know from last season they're a very good side. Very, very good football. Especially in the first half, it took us a while to figure out. We went down and I think we just showed our mentality that we're difficult to beat. We came back and we're happy to take a point away from home." The late own goal meant it has been back-to-back games in which Spurs have hit a late leveller to rescue a point after grabbing a 1-1 draw at home with Wolves in the Premier League on Saturday night. Danso explained why that comeback ability is in Thomas Frank's team. Just hard work, staying in the game no matter what situation, no matter what the state of the game is, said the defender. 1-0 up, 2-0 up, 3-0 up, 1-0 down, 2-0 down. Just hard work and always wanting to score, always wanting more, and defending at the same intensity no matter what the state of the game is. With the partnership of Romero and Van de Ven, the main one at Spurs, Danso has had to take what he can get in game time, which meant stepping into the breach in the Champions League suddenly after Romero's contact injury against Wolves. Of course, when you don't play as much, it's always a bit difficult. But I feel like I've got enough experience now. I know what it takes, and I just know defensively. I need to be stronger, a bit stronger than today, he said. But I feel like with the experience, 9 years professional now, it's just part and parcel of football. You've got to be ready for the opportunity when it comes.